Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bridget. How you guys doing today? Thank you very much for joining me. I'm really feeling myself today, I swear. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well today, considering all circumstances around us. Keep your chin up. It's going to be over soon. The Lord is our strength. Please subscribe, like, and share. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Today I'm talking parenting for Africans in the diaspora. That's what I'm talking today. We'll do a lot of family stuff on this channel. We'll talk about relationship quite a lot, but today I've decided to do a video about parenting. So a very good friend of mine and a friend of Obodo TV shared this video with me. It was trending on Twitter a few weeks ago, and is this video about a dad and his children. This particular one, apparently, the story is that after the dad spent $21,000 a year sending his son to private school, he failed his exams, his GCSEs, woefully. The worst part is that he did not even bother to attend the English and Maths exam. And then he failed another 5 subjects, only gaining a distinction in music. So the only thing that this boy passed was music. He didn't attend maths and English, which are like the most important subjects if you are planning to go to, university. And the only subject he apparently showed interest is music. There was a woman there filming, which, I don't really understand who the woman is. Maybe it's the mother of the boy. And I've been cracking my brain thinking, why is she filming this episode? This is meant to be like a family dispute. Why would she be filming it? And I feel like I don't know if she's the mother, but the person talking, this woman that's talking, is definitely the one filming, because you can hear from the sound of her voice and how close it is to the camera that her voice was quite loud. So she's the one filming. And my friend Inky was saying that she's not happy because this woman is not making any effort to intervene. Even if she's supposed to beat him, why film it and publish it? I agree with you, Inky. We usually agree on a lot of things. I get the feeling she's not the mom, maybe the stepmom or auntie. As for the dad, I feel his anger cooled his temper before issuing punishment. This is my friend's take on it. That he reacted. Sometimes when we react, the first reaction is not always the best one, especially if you are angry. It does seem like she goes on to say that it does seem like a waste and let down, but failing exam is not the end of the world. I agree. And you can always reseat them. As for the beating, I don't support it, but it's not the worst by far I have seen from African parents. During our time, they will use koboko to flog you. That's also very, very true. I want to bring in another example that and just kind of put both of them on this video. So a couple of weeks ago, Idoche, which is Pete Edoche's, the Nigerian legend, Nollywood star, Pete Edoche's son, Idoche, tweeted and said that when he was in secondary school, one day he came home from school and told his dad that he said to his dad that he didn't want to go to school anymore. He said his dad took him into his room, finished beating him properly, reset his brain, and the next day he went back to school. Today he's a graduate, and obviously he's following on the daddy's footsteps and acting, but at least he's got the education. The dad is obviously very, very upset for good reasons, saying that I spent 21K. It's not that's somebody's annual income to make sure that you have good education. I was supporting you, making photocopy, doing this. And the child it seems very nonchalant. He didn't even attend the exam. Now there are so many things that we don't know in this video. For instance, where was this so-called woman, the mom or whatever, the woman that was shouting there and say, "Oh George, leave him, don't touch him, oh leave him, this, that." Where was she? The children are they living in diaspora or do they live in Africa? I don't know if they live in Africa, because that was like, I kept sending, making photocopies, sending it to you. I spent a lot of money. I don't know where they are. There are so many things that we don't really know about this, but based on this short 1-minute clip, I'm just going to speak generally. Any adults here, any of us who are adults today, that live in the abroad, and you grow up in Nigeria, or I don't know about African countries. When I say Africa, I'm always referring to Nigeria because this is my background. This is where I grew up. So my experiences are limited to, you know, my experiences growing up in Nigeria. But the thing about Africa is that a lot of our, you know, our parenting style, you know, upbringing is similar. So if I say, for instance, that my mom, yeah, gave me the beating of my life when I was growing up, it's probably true for a sister like me who is from Ghana or Gambia, you know, or Zimbabwe, you know, especially West Africa. We have a lot in common. So looking at this video on the face of it, yeah, if you look at it, it will seem as if, oh, the dad is harsh, you know, why is he, you know, beating this boy, slapping him on his head and all that. I didn't quite like the fact that it's giving him slap on his head or punching his head. I didn't like that because I feel like there are other ways that you can beat, even if you want to beat. There are other ways that you can, you know, do physical chastisement, like they call it here in the UK. If you want to do reasonable physical chastisement, there are other ways, not head, because head is where the brain is. It's quite delicate. But my point is that those of us that grew up in Africa, the kind of beating that we received in our life, some is from their dad, but majority is from their mom. Those mothers, looking back, I don't know. I think the main thing for our mothers is that they did not want us to grow up and not succeed. African parents have a phobia of their children not excelling. They want their children to excel. They want their children to be educated. They want their children to be doctors, to be, you know, engineers, to be, you know, solicitors, barristers. They want their children to be the best. And for an average African parent, the best gift you can give your child is education. I mean, for Nigerian parents, it's not even negotiable. Those who don't have money to send their children to school, go on, they are crying. Much less a family that has money and you can afford to pay fees. Who born you to say, I don't want to go to school? It's not an option. So I see where the anger is coming from for this dad. It's coming from a good place. He's scared. He wants the child. Because, you know, for parents, our own experience is always more difficult, you know, than the children. And you want to save your children. You want to spare them that pain of going through life to learn. You want them to learn from your own experiences. You want them to grow up knowing that, okay, this is what I went through. I don't want you to go through that. And that's why I'm telling you this. But these children of nowadays, these children of nowadays, it takes the grace of God, a lot of patience and prayers to raise them. I'm telling you, especially the children in this abroad. I'm telling you, the children in Africa still have a very strong sense of, you know, I have to have the education, I have to do this, I have to do that, you know. But I feel like the children abroad here, maybe because of the environment, the fact that the system supports them and encourages them to misbehave. So we need a different parenting style. That is my own personal belief, that we need to parent our children differently in a way that is not going to be all discipline. I'm not saying don't discipline, because if you don't discipline at all, they're just going to be rotten. They will not be useful to themselves. That's the children. They will not be useful to themselves. They will not be useful to the society. And they will become responsibilities on your own head tomorrow. God forbid. Nobody wants their children to grow up and become non-entities. We all want our children to succeed. But like my friend Inky rightly said, failing exam is not the end. I imagine that this dad made a lot of sacrifices to send this boy to this private school. Paying 21,000 grand is not a joke. That's dollars we are talking about. But still, it is painful to him, but it is not the end of the world. If I were him, I feel like the boy was very, very responsible. Maybe, I don't know if he had enough supervision, why he would just leave the house and say he's going to exam and then he will not show up in school. I don't know why he did that, but he was very, very responsible, of which the dad had to, you know, he had the right to be upset. Like Idoche said on that tweet that, you know, I shared with you guys. He said his dad, when he said he didn't want to go to school, the dad adjusted his brain. Before I started doing this video, I just had a discussion with my friend in the US, and we were talking about, you know, growing up and discipline and, you know, what our parents did. And he was telling me that his mom, for me too, was my mom. For most people, would be moms were more dangerous. I'm telling you, those moms, I feel like it's the frustration of all the dad were doing that they poured on us. She said that his mom beat his senior brother one day and the boy collapsed in the kitchen. I don't believe that is necessary today. Please don't do that. Don't send your children to A&E. No, that's not necessary. But you have to be able to balance it. And for all those people that always feel like everything is for social media, everything is for social media, there are some things that shouldn't be for social media. Why would you video something like this and go and put it in social media? And like my friend Inky rightly said, why would you are standing there and say, oh, stop, but you're not intervening. It almost feels to me as if she's recording it to keep it and then use it later against the man. If they have an argument, if she's the wife, to say, okay, to show it to the authority or to show it in court and say, look what he did. And another angle that I looked at in this video that was really, really dangerous for me is that if this man lives in the diaspora and this video gets to the authorities and he has a job where he's, a very good job, he can get into trouble. I don't think people actually fully recognize the consequences of posting things on social media, especially things like this, family situations like this. We could see on the video repeatedly, the man was, he was slapping the boy on his head, pulling his hair and all that. The police can look at that video as evidence. It's considered assault. He can go to prison for it. Believe me, he can. There are some countries in this, Europe that are very, very intolerant to any kind of physical, chastisement. They don't tolerate it at all. In some countries, they will look at it and say, okay, it's their culture, was there any injury? But there was injury because if you look at the boy's ear, you can see that his ear was quite red from all the slaps because, he's light skinned. So if that boy was to go to school with that thing, it's child protection instantly. Social services will get involved and there will be a lot of problem for the man. So we have to be very guided in all this, social media era, what people are filming and putting out there, the sort of information you are putting out there about yourself, because you can put information out there that will lead you into trouble, will put you in hot water. But saying that though, another thing I want to add before I end this video is the fact that I feel like as African parents, we need to know that education is not the only way these days. As long as your child has the basic education, they are literate, they are not illiterate. There are so many children out there that will go to university at the end of the day. They're not going to use that certificate to do anything. They go into music. They go look at my children follow this boy is called Deji and his brother, his younger brother. They are YouTubers, one of the biggest YouTubers. Nigerian children born to Yoruba parents here in the UK. They are very, very successful. Deji is very, very successful. His brother is also very, very successful, and they have a very good life. They bought their parents a mansion. The mom drives a Porsche. All from YouTube. So I feel like if our parents were stuck on the idea of being doctors and engineers and lawyers alone, you need to look at your child. What are their interests? Because research and statistics shows that children or human beings generally are more likely to succeed doing something that they enjoy, something that they love. So from when children are young, I would advise that look at your child's potentials. What are they artistic? Are they into music? Are they into sports? What do they like doing? And then you try to encourage them. Are they into sports? Look at sports. Me and my friend in Canada always talk about Serena Williams and the sister, how they got so far in life. It's their dad that did all that because he was able to tap into that gift that they have, and he nurtured it. He kept taking them for practices, and today now, who doesn't know Serena Williams or the sister in this world? So they could not have achieved all that fame, all that global recognition, all the success that they have today from just having a university degree. So, there are other things that you can do. I know for African parents, education is very, very important. Yeah, I agree. I believe that education is important too. Like I always tell my children, even if you want to do other things, just have at least first degree before you go and do other things. But we need not to just be too rigid about children, studying science or studying, to become lawyers or to become this. What do they want to do? A lot of people are frustrated in the job that they are doing because their parents make them do it. African parents tend to live out their own dreams on their children. By the grace of God, I don't want to be that kind of parent that will live my life. I want to fulfill my own dreams, and I want my children to fulfill their own dreams. I don't want to live through my children. And I feel like it's parents who did not fulfill their own dreams or did not have the opportunities to live their own dreams that always want to live it through their own children. But you're not your child. The child is a different human being. God has given you that child to bring the child into this world. They have their own potentials. They have their own interests. They have their own likes and dislikes. So look into that and then tap into it. But I'm just going to leave it here and ask you guys, what do you guys think about, this situation? This dad, was it too much? Do you feel like he went too far? Is this reasonable, or do you feel like what you went through is even worse than this, growing up in Africa? And, what do you think about parenting generally in terms of, living abroad and raising children here who you desperately want them to succeed, You want them to have that Ivy League education. You want them to succeed. And some of them don't even get it. Look at this young lad now. He didn't even show up for his exam. Your dad is paying 21 grand. You didn't even bother to turn up for the exam. He didn't read. He only got one exam. All the rest. He failed all the rest, woefully. Oh, these children, may God help us. Oh, Adura Alogba. I'm telling you, it's only God that can help us with these children. I'm telling you. So I'm just going to leave it here today. Leave me your thoughts and your comments in the comment section. And please subscribe if you have not yet done so. And I'll speak to you in my next one. Thanks a lot for watching. I love you. Bye. Bye-bye.